going to talk about deciding on your renovation strategy. This is part one of a series which is all about picking a good property to renovate. Like, you have to find a good property to renovate, but you've got to start in a corner. The question I get asked all the time when I'm doing interviews or talking to people about setting out their future, what renovating means to them and what they think that they might be doing, like what kind of work they might be doing and what they want renovation to do for them and their families, is we really just have to get settled on like where to start, what to choose, what to look at first. So the first thing we look at is to set your own renovation roadmap, like to set out a roadmap for yourself. That will help you to decide on the right renovation to do, and that will also help you decide on finding a great property, where that property is going to be and what that's going to look like, what that deal is going to look like. So get clear on the strategy. First of all, is it your own home? Is it your own home? If it is, then the purpose might just be to build equity or to climb the property ladder, like to just do a renovation, to live where you want and in a manner in which you deserve. So start small and improve that property, buy another property, add value to that property, which allows you to get into the next price bracket, add value to that property, buy yucky, buy smelly, buy unrenovated, force value upon that property on purpose so that you can keep going bang, 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 bang. And so you can end up in a home that you love, in a location that you love. I love that strategy. There is nothing wrong with that strategy. And from that strategy alone, when you're old and grey, if you want to go and downsize, if you've increased the equity along the way and you're in a property that's worth a substantial amount, it gives you all the choices in the world in relation to downsizing. If you're in a great big house and it's near the water, it's pretty easy to downsize into a smaller townhouse or a unit in that same location. So that might be your strategy, just to be in your own home. Or your strategy when you embark on your renovation journey might just be to fix up your own home just so it's nice to be in. You might love where you are and love the neighbours and you're happy with the street, and that's all okay. Next is whether you're going to start the investment journey. So if you're investing, your strategy might be to do a cosmetic renovation flip, to grab a property, to just fix up that property in a short amount of time, to add value to that property and to sell that property for a chunk of cash, all being well. That's if you know what you're doing. Or a cosmetic renovation to hold, which means fix up a property, renovate that property, by fixing it up, forcing value upon it again, have that nice increased equity, increase the rental income that you receive, making it easier to hold because it's not pulling cash out of your pocket every week when you're trying to pay off your mortgage, because you've now increased the rental income. And so you might be holding that property for the long term, and you might want to draw that equity out and go and do another deal. Or a structural renovation, guys. Structural renovation is a bigger style of renovation. But once you start doing structural renovations, then you can really play around with layouts and plans. You can perhaps move from a 3-bedroom price bracket to a 4-bedroom price bracket in that area. Like, a structural renovation takes longer, but at the same time can really add significant value to your portfolio. That might be your purpose. So get clear on what you want, not what I suggest or what your financial advisor tells you should do or what your SMSF advisor tells you should be investing in, but your strategy, what really suits you. And one of the things that we should consider always is how much time we have to retirement. If you're young, you've got plenty of time up your sleeve, you can afford to make the odd mistake here and there perhaps, but if you're in your 40s and 50s, you want every move to be a good move all the way from today to retirement so that you can take some time off. So let's see how you make these decisions. How do you set your own renovation roadmap, which is the first part of being able to choose the right property to renovate? You base your decision on speed. Trial and error, education, big or small deals, the amount of work that you want to take on, like those things really matter. Speed matters. You also base your decision on your borrowing capacity. it can stop your journey in its tracks. You might do a certain amount of renovations. You might hit what we call the lending wall. You can't go any further. So what is your borrowing capacity? It might be based on that, how many renovations you can do and the types of renovations you're looking at doing. Risk tolerance is a big one. It's quite often unspoken about. And it's unspoken about because a lot of people don't like to reveal what they feel inside when it comes to property investing and renovating. But the truth is you have to consider your own level of risk. I was in the police force for many years, as most of you know. Because I was in the cops, like I have a natural inborn tolerance to risk, not because of, but I think it's what made me a decent policeman, right? I could drive really fast on the wrong side of the road and at the end go, woohoo, that was fun, not, oh my goodness, we could have nearly died. You know, like I have a fair risk tolerance. So when it comes to renovating and investing, I'm brave. My husband is not so. He's much more, I wouldn't say conservative, because he also can see the big picture and numbers mean a lot to him, but he will judge by the numbers. He'll be going, okay, love, you have this feeling that this is what we want to do. Show me the numbers. Will it work? And when he settles on the numbers, that's where his risk tolerance is. But we all have different risk tolerance. And if you're with a significant other, it can have a massive impact on how much renovation you do, or whether you're allowed to renovate even in the first place. So yeah, your partner's influence and opinion really matters. You need to be talking to your partner right from the beginning. If you decide to go and work with somebody in the renovation space like me and my team, for example, your partner has to, at the very least, be supportive of you doing that kind of learning, because you're going to get very excited when you see how fast people move through a renovation and what they make and all that kind of stuff. So you really do need to get your partner at least prepared to go, okay, off you go. I know this is your thing. It's not quite my thing yet, but I respect your judgment and your opinion. So why don't you give it a good go? When you're thinking about setting your renovation strategy, you also have to really consider how much DIY you want to do. When you're considering how much DIY you want to do, you have to think about what you enjoy, what you're good at, what is going to be fast or slow. No point DIYing everything if it's going to take you months and months and months and months and chew into your profit. Really importantly, what you love doing. Like I've got some old chairs out the back and an old table. We're tiling across the old tabletop. Like I love DIY. It probably even now isn't the best use of my time, but I really enjoy it, right? So it's always going to be a part of a renovation for myself and my husband. We like to do that kind of hands-on stuff. But if you don't like it and you're earning good money in a job, leave all the work to somebody else. Think about your attitude and discuss with your significant other about going to a plan B, about having to do a joint venture with somebody if you hit that borrowing ceiling, that wall, and you think, okay, together, collectively, we're going to be able to get some money, or maybe somebody else has got a property and they're happy for me to share my expertise and work alongside them on that property, or maybe even I do some of the renovation. Like it's your attitude to going to a plan B matters. It gives you freedom. I really think it allows you to take a few more risks, because you go, okay, I always think if this happened, the worst case scenario is I'm going to end up doing that. So it allows you to take greater risks because you know that you've got your plan B as your backup plan and you're actually available to do it. And some of that plan might be moving. Like I listen to people and they say, hey, I'm going to do a renovation. This is my own home. I love it. I'll never move. I would never sell this house. And I think, okay, that's not being open to a plan B. If the bank is knocking on your door saying you're behind in your mortgage repayments or something's happened that you didn't expect, then you're not prepared to move to your plan B. The bank will soon move you to your plan B. So I think, always think about being open to having to activate your plan B. I love it when it can stay in the back pocket for a long time and you never have to use it. But I just like it when people are actually open to it because they move faster. And how much impact on your lifestyle you are prepared to tolerate, whether it be short-term pain for long-term gain is my favorite little saying, short-term pain for long-term gain. I think that renovations, particularly if you're all in with your sleeves rolled up, is about the short-term pain for the long-term gain. Get in, get stuck in, get it done, get dirty, get dusty, get it styled, look back and be so excited about what you've accomplished, but then, sell it or do whatever you want to do with the money to keep moving, because then when you reach the point of retirement, you'll be sweet. And other people will think, wow, I had 15, 20 or 30 years. I wish I had just done a few more things. So, base your decisions on how much impact on your lifestyle you're prepared to tolerate right now. Are you prepared to miss out on a few things right now for long-term gain? If you're not renovating yet and you'd like to make a start and you don't even know how to set this roadmap out or where to start, have a look at today's video, but I'm absolutely willing to help. Renovateandrealestate.com.au/call.